you can get to the standard, there's a high chance that you can start earning money. So some little money starts coming in. If you're coming from a place of lack, of abject lack, once money starts coming in, there's a danger of being complacent. You start feeling okay. You're already earning from what you do. But how much are you earning? Can that build an estate for widows? Can that build something tangible for your family? Can that create a business that can outlive you? And we sometimes confuse the word process, okay? We sometimes confuse the word process and use that word as a tool to delay ourselves. For every process, every stage in the process, there are activities that must happen in every stage of the process. We're talking about mastery, remember, being the best, okay? Because see, once you can walk along the path to being the best, you start becoming more productive, you start becoming more profitable. If it's productivity and profitability you want, being the best will take you there. There's almost nobody that is the best in anything, okay, that is hungry. And by hungry, I don't mean just looking for food, I mean sufficient recognition. There's almost nobody that is anything that is hungry. I hope there's nothing wrong with my internet. There's almost nobody that's the best. So what do you do? Knowing that, coming from that mindset that, so I can be the best at this. That's the person, that decision is the person. But that decision is not sufficient to make you the best. What's the next step? So you've made that decision. I, Julius, I will be the best at what I do. So that's the decision. Now, the second thing you need to do to start becoming productive, this is step by step. We'll start getting to more intensive things as we go ahead. The second thing you need to do is to define. Look at this very well. Define who you are and what you do. I was going through the introductions very well just to really see that. Define who you are and what you do. Define who you are and what you do. This has to be at the beginning. And do not be boxed up. Do not say that this is what I've been doing. No, what you've been doing is different from who you are and what you do. When you got to that point of realization that I want to be the best at something, it's a point where you can turn anything around. There is practically nothing you want to start right now that cannot turn you into something great. What I'm saying is you can identify something new that's different from what you've been doing, either a business, either a line of work, and then you can choose that and decide to use that as a way or rather as something you want to focus on in 2022. So you're able to define what that is. And at a point during this discussion, I was talking about more intent with digital marketing, tools, strategies, how you can position yourself. Those ones are there, right? I'm just checking my time to know how I'm moving. I hope my internet is for lag from here. So when you define that, that's like the next thing to do. The reason why you need to define it is because if you don't do it for yourself, it will be difficult to define it to others and even earn from it. Just out of feedback, can you hear me properly from your end? There seems to be a little bit of a lag from here. I'm trying to be sure that it's not a general issue. All right. So if you do not define it for yourself, it's difficult for you to define it for others and even earn from it. So let's say, for example, let me just take someone from the group. For example, someone that is into social media management, for example, or a video creator, or a writer, human resource personnel, someone that is in the career path. So this work even for the career path, those that are in career, that are in businesses, this work for the both ends. All right. Let's say you define yourself to be, for example, a social media manager. I don't know if I should use that as an example, right? An affiliate marketer. Let me use social media manager, for example. That's what you define yourself to be. Now that you've defined yourself to be that, this is who you are, this is what you do, you have to be extremely clear. I'm taking it step by step. The first step was what? Decision to be the best at what you do. The second was to define exactly who you are and what you do. Now that you've done that, next thing would be to identify what best is. For every single, in every industry, there's something that best looks like. So who are those that currently are exhibiting what you would consider as best? there has to be someone that to an extent has shown some level of excellence that is befitting of saying this person is one of the best in this field. So what does best look like in social media management? What does best look like in, for example, HR? You are a human resource personnel, you're a career person, you're in banking, you're in finance, you're a copywriter. What does best look like? What does best look like? It's a principle that can push you so far. Let me take you a step backward. Do you remember something happened when, and you indulge me, right? Something happened when God was going to give Abraham what I would call a motivation to do some certain things, right? He called him out and he said that he should look up to the sky and look at the stars. Now, that many stars were there that day. Look at the stars. And he said that your generation, your descendants, will be literally uncountable. Literally uncountable, just like what you can see. There is a level of speed that comes with sight. Have you not noticed that for those of you that drive, let me know if you drive, for those of you that drive, right? There's a speed you can take when it's daytime. But when it's night, the same car, the same engine, your fuel tank is full. But because of that lack of visibility, you're unable to drive at a certain speed. There is a speed and a push that can come to you in 2022 if you can see. Are you following me? It seems simple, but it's a massive secret. Many of you are stagnant or you're very slow because your vision is either blurred or your vision is what you had in 2020. You're not seeing new things. There's a speed and a clarity, or there's a speed that comes with clarity. There's a speed that comes with you being clear about something, someone you want to become, something you want to do. It's not so much of a modeling that removes your originality. No, it is seeing what is possible. So there's always that principle of sight. What can you see? As far as your eyes can see. And that's why you have to identify what best looks like to you. What does it look like? What type of earnings per month comes in when you are at your best? What is the best earning? What does the best do? Do they do webinars like this? Do they put out content? Do they create products? All right. What is best? What is best? What can you see? All right. So you have to surround yourself with things that you can see that will stimulate your productivity and your profitability. Identify them very well. Surround yourself with them. What does best look like? Now, that helps in a very big way. The next thing that you will do, all right, now we are going towards being, all right, we're going towards being productive and being profitable. Now that you've identified what best is, the next thing would be to identify what I call productive units. And this is something I normally share majorly with my inner circle, but I'll talk about it here. So if I identify what best is, what does best look like? The next step, this is number one now. Let me try and number it, right? What's the number now? I think this is the fourth step, if I'm not mistaken. So you can write it down, identify productive units. And I'll tell you what productive units are. Productive units are things that are capable, listen to me, they're things that are capable of, let me explain it this way. A productive unit is a value, all right, that is capable of getting you a reward. It's a value, and valuable entity is capable of getting you a reward. For some of you, your productive unit can be a job. Anything that you're being rewarded for, or anything that you're capable of being rewarded for, is a productive unit. Because there are some of you that you have productive units, but you are not yet being rewarded. Chance that if you do some things I'll talk about productive units, you can get rewarded. All right? Identify productive units. How do you identify this? Identification is the first step, right? There's identification and there's creating. When you've identified, if you've identified that you have just one productive unit, why are you surprised with what happens to your bank account at the end of the month? You should not be surprised. That's like all. Productive units are just centers of things that can give you rewards. I'm going to give you an example. Let me use someone as an example. Or let me even use there are several examples. It's just like a rush. Like, let's use Apple as a company as an example. Okay. Now, Apple as a company, right, has several lines of products. So there's the MacBook, which I'm using right now. There's the iPhone. There's the iPad. There's the several other things, like the iMac, the desktop, right? Each of these things are units. Each of them is capable of bringing in rewards. And when I talk of rewards, one of the major rewards I'm talking about in this particular example is financial. Each of these things are capable of bringing in rewards. Each of them. If any of these productive units is eliminated, let's say out of all the things that Apple does right now, Apple decides that we want to let go of everything and stick with just iPhones. Will they still get paid? Yes, they will, true of us. But will it still be the same volume? They just got to 3 trillion in valuation, right? Will they still be the same volume of inputs? Just answer me. Will it still be the same amount of money that will be coming in per month or per year? Cannot. That's the same thing that is happening. You're surprised that it seems as though you're not getting so much. It's either because of a lack of identification or a lack of building up of productive units. What that you may need to do identify productive is to create productive units. The two of that they're the same. Number 4, you may either need to identify what are those things. For some of you, it's copywriting. Copywriting is a productive unit because why? There are people that are getting paid for copywriting. True of course. So you find that, oh, I'm good at copywriting. Okay, that is a productive unit for me. Awesome. I can create a course. I can be a social media manager. Social media management can be a productive unit. What is your productive? You cannot be productive and profitable without a productive unit. I have about 10 minutes left, and I'm running up really soon. You cannot be productive and profitable without a productive unit. This is where some of you are getting it wrong. Think of it. Do you have a productive unit? Be sincere with yourself. Ask yourself this question. What exactly? Be clear. Remember I said there's a speed that comes with clarity. Many of us are slow because we're not clear. Be clear. What is my productive unit? Be clear about it. What exactly is your productive unit? Once you're clear, for those of you that you've seen that probably I don't really have one, then you can create. For those of you that think you have just one and this one is not enough, it won't give you what you're looking for this year, you can add, you can create more. A job can be one of your productive units. Your service can be another one. Your digital products can be another one. Your business can be another one. Each of them are units. All right? So we understand that beyond this productive units. Can we go to the next step? Now that you've identified your productive units, right? You've already identified that, okay, these are the things that bring income. These are the things that are able to reward me. Okay. This is where the decision you made in number 1 now becomes an action. The first decision, I want to write it down. What's the decision? That's why I write that decision will be 1. In number 5, after you identified your decision, the decision you made in number 1 changes from a decision to an action. Can someone write the decision down? Who remembers? I hope you are following me. Yes, thank you, Jenny. Jenny made the decision to be the best. So the next point is mastery. So if you identify things that are capable of bringing money to you, all right? Now that decision becomes, and it's not a decision anymore at this stage. It's now an action, mastery. You are pursuing mastery at all costs. That cost part, really important, because sometimes it costs you energy, it will cost you time, it will cost you money, but there's definitely a cost. There's something I always say. I always say that growth will cost you, but not growing will cost you more. Growth will cost you, but not growing, I can promise you, will cost you more. So pursue mastery at all costs. And what is really mastery? Mastery is the ability to perform an action or do a particular thing in a, or at a level that is above, far above average, far above average. Working with excellence at something. You're really good at what you do. So how do you get to that point of mastery? Now we're talking about being productive. You're increasing in productivity now. The more you master something, the more productive you are. Mastery doesn't just mean spending more time, all right? Somebody can help with saying someone. So mastery doesn't just mean spending more time at something. In fact, sometimes when you have more mastery at something, you spend less time at it.
Yes.
All right. So mastery does not just mean mastery does not just mean spending more time with something. Sometimes the more mastery you gain, the less time you spend. All right. But what exactly is mastery? Right. I think there's some people that are in the waiting room. Just so that notification once I think. That's how we'll handle some of this community management so that can flow. All right. So what exactly is mastery and how can you get to that point in the productive unit you've identified? You've identified, for example, social media management as productive unit. What are the things that can guarantee for mastery? What are the things that can guarantee for a kind of mastery that can make you productive? See, we have a lot of people. There's a difference between being valuable and being productive. We have a lot of you that are now valuable. There's a time that you were not really pursuing after value. But in 2021, for example, you started working and started reading books. So now you're valuable. But being valuable is not being productive. Being valuable is not being productive. It's not the same thing. You can be valuable and not productive. Now, productivity is your ability to package your value in an excellent way. Okay? Your ability to package your value in an excellent way that can command rewards, in most cases financial, from those that need it. You get that? So productivity is the ability to package the value that you have, all right, in an excellent way, all right, that is able to command a reward from the people that need it. So think of the value you have. You can make soap, you can make perfumes, you are a great virtual assistant, right? You can manage social media. That is value. That's really not productivity. What you can do is value. What you're capable of doing is value. You're valuable. That's great. That's a good start. But how are you packaging this value? How excellent in your packaging? That's when we're getting to productivity. And one thing that helps, I have about 5 minutes, I'm going to finish this up. One thing that helps with this entire process of packaging your value in a way that you become productive is going to mastery. And I was about giving you some steps, some things you can do to get to a point of mastery. And I'll go into that right now, because of time. Now, for you to get to that point of mastery, okay, one of the first things that you need to start doing, all right, is what I call a consistent schedule of learning. A consistent schedule of learning. Masters are people that are able to learn. We have so many of us that learned something to a point that it started paying off and then we stopped. It's so sad. Really sad. So you wanted to learn social media management and you started learning, you took a course, took another course, then you got your first client, 30K. And suddenly, you wanted to learn video editing. You learned and learned and learned, and you got to a point where you got a retainer, 50K, 100K, 200,000 naira. And then you stopped learning. That should not be. So a consistent schedule for learning. There has to be some time in your life, if possible every day, but if not, at least at intervals in a week, right? Where you commit to improving your knowledge in. You cannot be a master by being passive. There's that work that needs to be done. Nobody gets to that point of mastery without investing any of the three currencies, your time, your energy, or your money. In fact, most of the time, you have to do the three of them. Right? So someone says that they can't hear me properly. Please just confirm if this is a general issue, so that I can, although if I need to make any switch. It's a general issue. Can some of you hear me? Is it better for some of you? So it's just let me know so I can know if I need to switch my audio device. But I think when we're testing this, it was relatively good. Just let me know. I'm not trying. So yeah, so I'll try and extend my, or rather project my voice. Okay, not so clearly. Okay, is it general? I need to know if I need to switch to something else really. All right, so some people can hear, but there's a bit of an issue with some other people hearing it. That's right, great. So some people can hear, but some people are saying not so clearly. But let me just continue because of my time. I think I'll have around 3 minutes, but I need to talk about, let me bring up my mic a bit. Help with the issue. So I need to talk about how you can actually get mastery, because some of you just get your missing link, right? Your missing link is trying to get mastery at what if you can get mastery, you'll be paid, you'll be productive, you'll be profitable. That's it. So yeah, so how do you do this? First, I said create a schedule for learning. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing you need to do for you to get to that point of mastery is going for relevant certifications. All right? You're going for relevant certification. There are some certifications that are relevant in your field. There are some of them that are, especially if you're in the career path, right? There are some certifications that are relevant in your field. Some certifications are relevant. You have to go for relevant certifications. Certifications that move the needle, not just courses. Yes, there's a place for courses. Yes, there's a place for, smaller classes, but some certifications actually boost your ability to apply for things, your ability to compete where, for lack of a better phrase, right? It improves your ability to chill with the big boys. Really, it literally does that. Because you're able to identify what these people have. You're able to see how much it costs. What does it cost to have the certification? And you're able to plan towards it. So one thing is that learning, personal learning, as in YouTube videos. I can go ahead and list all the sites you can learn from right now. Yeah, so there's a post of that on my Instagram. Probably someone can share my Instagram link on the chat box, right? So there's a post on that about places you can learn. But the second thing is certifications, relevant certifications. Relevant certifications. You need to be able to identify them. See, there are some certifications that I have listed that I can't afford for now. They're running into thousands and thousands of dollars. I can't afford them for now. Or not that I may not be able to afford them, but priorities. So I have to prioritize what should I go for first? What should I go for next? All right. So there's a list of those. So when money comes to me, I'm not confused on what to use it for. There's already what to use it for. There's a plan for any money that comes to me. All right. So make a list of those certifications that you need that will make you more relevant. That's for those that are, especially those that are going to career path and those that need something. Those of you that are in business, you have a personal brand, you're in business, right? One thing that you must do to get mastery, there's a part of mastery that can only be solidified by expression. And I'm rounding up now. It's 7:45. I had just for 5 minutes. I'm rounding up now. There's a part of mastery that can only be solidified. Those that are the most paid in certain fields may not always be the best, but sometimes they are the most visible. Listen, those that are the most paid in any field at all, most of the time they're not the best. They may just be the most visible. So there's a part of mastery that must be expressed. Imagine Jesus came to the earth and said that I don't like going out. Talking is not my thing. I'm an introvert. Why is it that the people you read about and the people you love to be like, when you read about them, read about Paul, read about these people that shook the world in their time, and you desire to be like them. You claim you have the same spirit that brings Jesus Christ that dwells in our mortal body. But then there's a part of you that says you can't express, and you start looking for scientific terms to explain away your deficiency. Not deficiency in the sense that it's something that is permanent, but it's a gap that needs to be filled. So you say, you look for something, you can look for a sign, or you look for an explanation for who you are. You call yourself this, you call yourself that. I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people. This is just who I am. And you are using scientific terms to explain a gap that if you feel can blow you up. Some of you, the only thing left is visibility. If you can be visible, you can express yourself. Mastery is never hidden. You don't light a lamp and put it under the bushel. Mastery is never hidden. You have to intentionally express yourself. So have a plan for visibility. And I'll just list the other one because I have to end now, right? I have to end now. I want to talk about how to be visible on social media. So I'll just list it and I'll end there. But before I end, if you've gotten value so far, one thing you can do is you can take a screenshot of this session right now. And after this session, you can make an Instagram status. You can put this post on your stories. Let me know what you got from the session. Just tag me at FeastTV. I'll be reposting some of those. So you can take a screenshot of this right now. Make sure the screenshot is verified. Okay. And let me know what you've learned so far. But how should you be visible on social media? I know some of you are asking yourself questions. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to share. I don't know things like that. Now, this is it. This is the part I would recommend to you. First, think about a product you want to create. All right? So a product you want to create, have that in mind. Secondly, create content around that product. So you want to create a product for certain people, all right? A particular niche of people. And I was even going to talk about the fact that some of you think that product creation is for a specific set of people. No, it's not, please. It's not. Why don't you have a product? Why? Worst thing that can happen is what nobody will buy it, right? That's the worst that can happen. Nobody buying your product is a feedback. It's feedback. You know the way you press something and you expect a feedback. It's a feedback. Every failure is a feedback. So why don't you have a product? You can have a product that helps people sincerely. It can be free, it can be paid, or have a product. Or whether you have a product or not, create value, create content around that product. All right? Be visible around the solution that you want to offer online. Be visible around that solution so that it is easy for people to identify you for who you are and for what you do. I won't go into, in this question, I won't go into like really deep down maybe digital marketing strategies and stuff, but this is a quick start. I'll be sharing some content around exact strategies, maybe either on my Instagram or my Facebook. So if you're not following me, you can follow me around there. But this is a quick start for you to get started with the year. Productive units. What are the things that I can do? How do I achieve mastery at these things, right? And I said there's a part of mastery that is visibility, right? So as I come to the end of this particular part of the session, I just want to do a quick check. Have you gotten some value so far? Are there some things you've heard that have made you get to that point of making a decision about yourself? What do the best do? How can I be the best at what I do? How can I be the best at what I do? How can I be the biggest? You may not get there in 2022, let me be sincere. But the fact that that is your goal, it makes you act in a certain way. People see your drive. When people see, oh, Fee, it's as if you're overdoing it. Of course I am overdoing it. There's somewhere I want to get to. Don't you get it? There's somewhere I need to get to. You cannot measure your speed by someone else. You cannot. Because the destinations are different. If two people are living in Lagos today, we have the same car. Myself and, let's say, for example, there's an example. Let's say Esosa, for example. If both of us are leaving Lagos to somewhere, we have the exact same car. Our fuel is the same. But for example, Esosa is going to Ibadan and I'm going to Abuja. If we leave at the same time, we start at the same time, and we go at the same speed, Esosa will get to Ibadan far, far, far before I get to it. So I cannot be taking the same speed with him. Something if he was going to go to, let's say, Sokoto, for example, and I'm going to Abuja, he can't be taking the same speed with me. Our destinations are different. Do not measure your speed. Do not measure the aggressiveness you need to take based on someone else. You need to be aggressive for the sake of your own destination. And for some of you, 2022 is that year where you make that decision that when it comes to destiny, when it comes to life-changing decisions, I'm going to use 2022 to be a pivotal year for me. So that when I have children, when I get to that point where there are people that depend on me, or more people are depending on me, I can say that these are the things I did for their sake. And you already have the power to do this. You have the tools at your fingertips. And I believe that every single person here would be able to make that decision to make 2022 productive and profitable. Abraham will come on to share some things that are very business related. If you're in business, especially, and if you're in career, I want to go into business. Abraham is an amazing person. Okay, he has a 9 to 5 and then he has an amazing business, right? So please stay and just listen to that. So I'll be here myself to make sure that I learn from this session too. But I'll just conclude with this. Growth will cost you, but not growing will cost you more. Growth will cost you, but not growing will cost you more. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. You can follow me on Instagram. You can tag me. Have you taken a screenshot? Make sure it's a fine screenshot, right? It's not fine, take another one. So you can tag me with your posts. You can tag me with the screenshots that you get to take. Let me know what you learned from the session. I'll be reposting some of those. The link to my Instagram was shared earlier. It can be shared again. You can go ahead and follow me. And I'll go ahead and introduce Abraham. Abraham is an amazing, amazing business consultant. He has been doing this for years. He's a John Maxwell certified speaker and trainer. Okay, he has been in this industry for a long time. He knows his stuff. All right, so I'll just transition to him now. Abraham, I don't know if you're ready to go right now, so we can just transition out and then just take it up from there. All right, Abraham, I get. If you're muted, if you're talking.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I was muted and at the same time I was talking. Remember, I thought maybe miracles would happen somehow. Firstly, thanks everybody for this. Happy New Year. I have been following a lot. I really appreciate your last point, which said that growth will not growing, growth will cost you, but not growing will cost you more. And unfortunately, most of the time, the area where people are not seeing from that perspective is, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I said that when a wasteful generation, we are so busy with distractions. It's very few of us that are able to distract our distractions. Very few of us are able to distract our distractions. So thank you very much for this. So I believe we've gotten value. Let's make the second phase worthwhile and let's hit it really immediately. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, okay, then thank you everybody. If you just put, let's give Mr. Fee a standing ovation. Give us, go to your reaction box and not raise your hand. You see a clapping sign. Let's put it out there. Let's see from everybody. Thank you, Samuel, for that clapping. Thank you. Let's just keep bringing it in. Thank you. Just keep clapping. Just keep clapping. Let's see what. Let's appreciate him. Thank you, Maiwa, for appreciating him. Thanks. Good. Martha, Daniel, thanks. Good. Let's just keep. So, Mr. Fee, we're telling you thank you. That's why I say our claps are flying in from northwest, east, and south.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's such a privilege. Thank you so much.
Okay. So thanks very much. So I believe, firstly, we have a lot we need to do. The earlier we wake up to reality, the better it is for every one of us as the era we are right now. We have a lot of things to do, but few people are doing the things. When a generation whereby people are after fast money making machine,
Hi, Ibrahim, I think you're muted.
Okay, when it comes to wealth creation, once it comes to wealth creation, value is involved. If you're not creating value, then you're not thinking of wealth. If you're not creating value to meet a need or creating a solution to meet a pain point of somebody you don't know or you know, which is known as either a client or a customer, then you're just busy doing nothing. The missing link why most business people or business owners are not getting sufficient funding or breaking through is that they fail to revalue what they think they are offering as solution to people. You can hear me, just put Happy New Year on the chat box. If you can hear me, just type Happy New Year there, so we know that we are all okay. Good. Okay, it's rolling in. Thanks. So you know what, you put Happy Valentine there. It's only Happy New Year we ask for. Okay, good. So we're looking at how to create wealth this evening. Most people ask me this same question in almost all my sessions, that how are you able to do this thing, Mr. Abraham? You have an 8 to 5 job, you have a poultry farm, you have a consulting, you have a clinic company. How do you juggle around this whole thing? Today you are here, tomorrow you're in this side of the country, you're out of the country. It's all about clear definition of purpose. Clear definition of purpose is the starting point for everything you can ever achieve or would achieve either ways. But most of us, we tend to not have that clear definition of purpose. That's why you see it's as if we are always running in circles. We are not patient for one idea to will I call it mature this time around before we hop into something else. So our inconsistency is why we are beginning to doubt our capacity to deliver. Our inconsistency is why we are beginning to doubt our capacity to deliver. Because consistency brings clarity, consistency brings confidence, consistency brings inner strength to carry on. That is one thing consistency do for you. But unfortunately, most of us, because we're impatient, we keep running around everything. So quickly, I'm going to go on with the objective of this our lane this evening. At the end of this session, you go to explain the purpose of generating sufficient income for your business and career, for your business activities. At the end of this session, which is going to be about 45 minutes, you'll be able to examine the benefit of budget and budgetary control for yourself and your business. And at the end of this session, you'll be able to what? Demonstrate effective knowledge for sustainable wealth creation. And the last point you'll be able to take home here will be analyzing the 5 main strategy for business profitability. I know not everybody here might be business owners, but some way, somehow you're involved in transaction negotiation. You can see this idea there. The question here is this: what is wealth creation? Most people believe or see wealth creation when it comes, once you hear wealth, people think about money. It's wrong. It's an error that will be passed to us over a period of time. Money is only a measurement of value. It's not value in itself. But people have misplaced money in place of value. Money is only a measurement of value in the sense that, let's say you want to buy this cup. The only way we can know the value of this cup is to put a price on it. But do that currency you are transacting with, does that amount to wealth creation? No. So because we are not actually focusing on creating value, that is why I say there's so much pressure in the system today. People need more money, and more money brings more pressure. If I just want to say something, if you can relate, put I can relate. Have you ever had a business of maybe getting like 1 million naira, 500,000, 200,000 in your account? You are happy for a minute, and when you start thinking, you get sad. If you can relate, just put I can relate there on the chat board. Just put I can relate. Maybe they pay you salary, or somebody sent you money, or you got one big break. and you're so happy. But the moment you took your biro and start writing your expenses, for some reason, the same way that I was saying, oh, more, I don't blue. The same is that saying, what kind of nonsense is this now? So I'm good. I can see the relate button coming in. So what does that mean? That shows that you don't need more money. You need to create more value. You don't need, see, more money bring more pressure. More value bring more stability. See, you must get this thing clearly. Chasing money bring more pressure, but creating value give you stability and clarity. So you should be clear about what you want to do. So the next we'll be looking at on now, let's now check this now. Wealth creation is the process of intentionally increasing assets while simultaneously decreasing liability over time. When it comes down to it, wealth creation is a process of establishing and growing a stable stream of income so that you don't have to struggle to meet end means. The minimum stream of income you're allowed to have is 7. Ask yourself, don't put it in the chat box, just ask yourself, how many do I have right now? Some of us have salary job, good. Some of us are doing hustle job yet. How many stream of income are we able to create? We're talking finance here, we're talking create, how you should be productive and profitable. So when it comes to wealth creation, it's about you must be, that's why I put intention. Intentionality is the first thing first. Many of us are not intentional about how to create wealth. Last year, ask yourself, the whole things I bought, of what end means were those things? Some of us buy end product. We don't buy end means. It's a two different thing. Buying end product is, let's say you're buying rice, banana, plantain. Those are end products. You are eating it and they are gone. But you use it as a means to an end. Is okay, you are getting a phone. Why? To enable you snap good product, snap your product to show up there. So you must put your mind in 2022 and tell yourself that I'm going to buy things that is means to an end, not end means. You should be defined about that. In this new year, I'm going to engage and buy things that are means to an end. Buying a land is a means to an end. So these things you should on your own part define it. Stop buying liabilities. That is why you're broke. That is why you see last year came to an end, and at the same time, you just, for some reason, you're under pressure. I tell people mostly in my sessions, when they come to my class, I tell them, see, if you're a salary worker, your 5 or 4 months salary cannot take care of your rent, then you're not supposed to be in that house. You ain't supposed to be in that house. Some of us from January to December, we are working for landlords and you're praying, fasting. No, it won't balance. You can't balance that scale. Okay, let me share something with us. My very good friend and brother Fia has been to my place. I stay in Abuja, back home in Nigeria. If you're in Abuja, I stay in Apo Mechanic. Apo Mechanic is a very rough area. But what is the cost of rent there? It's 750,000 naira. Can I afford a place in Usetu? Fantastic, I can do just that. But common sense tells me that nobody will come to my house in Usetu and shake a wonderful house you have rented. For this thing, I'm contributing 100,000 for your next rent. Nobody's going to do that. So you begin to look for how to cut. But on the other hand, I have a poultry farm that is 10 times or 20 times more than where I'm staying. The question I'm asking right now, how is your financial strategy like? What are you buying with your money? What are you investing with your money? That is, the room is so silent. Hope I'm not beginning to, if you can relate, just put I can relate, please. Or just put fire on if we are together, please, because the room is getting so cold, and hope we are all still here. And okay, thanks. Good. I can see the fire on coming. Please, we need fire extinguisher to cool down this fire. People are writing fire on here. Okay, good. So you must understand something. If you skip the process, you lose the capacity. If you skip the process, you lose the capacity to handle what you are looking for. That is why you say the era we are is the era of you cutting, sewing your coat according to your material, no longer according to your size. Because your material can be only, your material can only afford you a singlet or a boxers or an handkerchief. So sewing it according to your size is pressure already. What is your budget for this month of January as a salary earner? Some of us don't have a budget. They won't start from your telephone expense. Some of us, we don't even know how much you spend on data. And you ask yourself, the whole data you loaded from January 1st till now, what conversion have you used it for? We're talking about wealth creation now. I know we have Christians here. The Lord will supply all the riches in heaven, all those blah, blah, blah. I'm a tither with God, all things are possible. That is why you see we are way, 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 way behind the reality of life. I'm currently out of the country now. The way people do things, I was in the mall some time ago. I went to get something there, and I met a guy there. I was trying to do. He said something. He said, "Damn, why are you holding two phones?" I said, "One is my personal phone, and the other is my business call." He shook. He said, "You Africans, people like liabilities," and I laughed over it. But over at home, there they say, "Ah, you're using two phones. You're a big man." So material things does not relate to progress. So let's now look at this. The law of wealth creation. Number one thing is that spend less than you earn. Many of us, our destiny has been eaten up by our bad habits to show off. Who are you impressing? Who sent you? Let's put it. There's something out there. So the point here is that many of us have failed to, we've not realized who we are. We are trying to actualize who we should be. Self-realization brings clarity. Self-realization make you understand that nobody cares about you until you start giving yourself a definition. The people need to pay attention to what you are doing. You must understand something. When it comes to wealth creation, generosity is not success. So those things I hear people say, I'm a free giver. I'm a free giver. I'm a free giver. Please go back and have a budget for your giving. Go back and sit down. How much you want to give this month? Put it there. Once it hits that cap, forget it. Roll it over, roll the request to the next month. Some of you, I was in that shoe years ago. I used to borrow to give to people. I don't have one. I'll go and borrow and give. Because in my mind, before, let me look for somebody, before Gloria Oga or Savior or Samuel, I'm just calling name here, or Marvelous or Praise or Samuel called me, they must have thought of it. So I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to disappoint them. I go and borrow and give them. They will not pay me salary. You see me, I'm running entire skater. So the point remains that you must spend less than you earn in 2022 if you truly want to be profitable and productive. You must start beginning to invest in things that can generate income, not things that consume your income. I don't know how many of you that have read the book, Read That and Poor Dad. If you have, just put yes, I have. Please go take that book and read it again. The problem with us back home in Nigeria, we don't read. We just rely on Facebook posts from people. We just rely on Instagram, those short sketch video. And those guys are cashing out from you. Please wake up. Please type it. I want you to type on this or put wake up. Just type here, put wake up, wake up. I want to see a note of wake up there. Wake up. The next one now, good. You must invest what? Invest your surplus wisely. Invest your surplus wisely. One way you can invest your surplus wisely is for you to track, is for you to sit down. One thing that sinks off money from you is your regular, is your frequent, your operational expense in your house. Please, if you're a married man here, or you're about to be married, or you have family, or you stay alone. Learn to buy things in bulk. Learn to buy things in bulk this year. Is it toothpaste? Go and buy 10 in bulk. Look at the expiring date and buy. You've taken that thing off you already. If you have money, pay for your hand strength 2 years so I can think clearly. You can use your head to think clearly. My rent in Abuja today, sir, ma, let me tell you something. I paid 2 years in my rent. So meaning I have 2 good years to think about what to strategize. That's how I was able to focus on building my farm. Those of you that sees my activities on social media. I'm talking about wealth creation here. So your surplus that you are earning from your money, any surplus you are having should not be for buying things and say, you know what, now we're mad, they work mad, they chop. That's why you are stagnant. That's why you're still where you are. No, if you are having surplus of 200,000, 1 million naira, please ensure you break it down and ask yourself 50K. And I see one error people make, and I talk them in my sessions. Stop saving money without a purpose. You are saving for calamity. Stop saving money without purpose. If not, you are saving for calamity. Some of us just want to feel nice. We have the money in our account. What purpose are you saving it for? You don't know. So they'll start calling you. Your father is sick in the village. Your uncle need 3 oxygen in his ear and his eye and his hand to survive. If from that money you are saving without purpose, that's what you're going to withdraw and give to them. So this year, make a clear thing and say, this year, I'm going to start saving with purpose to invest it. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning. He said something that really that really touched me. He said he want to get something. He said, I've been saving for this thing. So it's my savings for this thing I'm going to withdraw from. Many of us here, we collect this soft loan or this quick loan to do what? To pay rent, to buy shoes. If you're a business owner here, you should only collect loan to expand, not for startup. Because every time you collect loan that is above 2 digits, any loan that is 10 and above is suicide to your business. Any loan you are taking that is 10 and above is toxic already. So you must begin to see these things if you truly want to make this year productive for you. Then what do you do again? You should begin to look at your SWOT analysis. Many of us, we don't even know ourselves. We don't even know our strengths. We don't even know what you are good at. Today, this January, and some of us right now, we've written New Year resolution. We've done a lot of things that you want to sell laptop. I'm so sure by March, you start selling desktop. From desktop, you start selling mouse. For mouse, you start selling stationery. For stationery, you start selling shoes. You say, man, oh, wait, now, wait, this money won't make it this year. You're not even consistent. Even you are even confusing God to bless you. Because you told him, January, bless my laptop business. In February, you are sending on that request to heaven. In March, before the angel now come and give you your January prayer, you're asking on that thing. The angel is even confused. December have come, you are broke again. And you carry it over to the next year. So you must know your strength. Where do you need to collaborate from? Who do you need to strategically partner with? So you must know your strength. Most of us, we don't know our strength. That is why we are suffering. So now you understand your strength. Next thing you should be looking at should be, what exactly is your weakness? Everybody has a weakness. Even me. My weakness is I can be so lazy to do what I want to do. I'm not anywhere I go. If you follow me, I tell you the me. I don't form that righteous and now make you feel bad. No. But okay, I can be so lazy to do what I want to do. So in your weakness, you need to improve your weakness. What are those things? Is it your stomach? Is it the inner circle of friends you follow? We're still talking about making 2022 productive for you. In your business, what are the weaknesses in your business? What are the weak links? How do you handle customer requests? Some of us, we are so poor. We don't even have customer retention skills. How many of your customers last year do you still have their number now? And how many of them can you boldly call from January to December last year? either your bad manners have chased them off, or your secretary or your team members, or you are after, because a client have not finished paying you the money, you show them the skills of typing. You give them a piece of your mind. That piece of your mind, like, let's say 100 pages of text message, that's a piece of your mind. You've not given them the main mind, though. So your weakness, you must sit down this year, write out your strengths, write out your weakness. Be sincere to yourself. Many of us, we are gaming ourselves. You can't eat your cake and have it. No, you can't do that. Just say, now, this is a cup, this is a teacup here right now. After drinking the tea, I'm still asking the cup to give me. Is it possible? It's not possible. The next one, we're looking at what? We're looking at what? What are your opportunities around you? I keep saying it. Your location is not the problem. Your inability to develop yourself is the problem. Your location is not the problem, but your inability to develop it is the problem. I've been privileged, and thanks to God, I've been privileged to work at a step feet outside my home country, Nigeria. See, the opportunities back home, you can't compare it. I will tell you a friend of mine, currently now, where I am now, I pay through my nose. I'm paying my rent. Where is this guy? Please, can you help me with that heater, sir? Thank you, sir. I just want to make you understand. In my house now, I don't know if you can see what I'm holding, I can see it. I bought this heater for about 25 euro just to heat my room, and that's charging me for general heater. But at home back there, you have opened the window. So the point is, I don't deceive yourself and say, it's because I'm here. That is why things have not yet changed. That is why, no. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? That by the time you step out, you can level with other people out there. That's the question. That should be your questions now. So opportunities, list them out. Who do you want to meet this year? Who do you want to partner with this year? Begin to list them out and work towards that. If you need to pay for training, pay for training. Many of us, one problem we have is we're so battered and beating our brain with free. If we've asked for pay now, no many people will not attend this session. Anything that is free, check it out. You don't really utilize very well. So your plan is that, ask yourself, what area do I need to pay trainings for? Don't be scared. We're not going to have to pay for any of our training after this session, but look for people that are doing things around your niche and pay for their session to grow yourself. After that, I'll be looking at what? Your threats. What are the threats that you think can affect you? Is it the government policies? Is it your competitors? People doing the same thing you are doing through a different platform. So you need to look at your threats. What are those things that can affect your job? Threat might be you've been working for like 4 or 5 years. You've not taken time to go and sit down to write a professional exam. That is a threat to your career already. You're after the money, So the point remains here is that ask yourself, what are my personal threats? What are my personal threats in 2022? What are those habits? What are those things? Maybe you're in business now, it might become government policies. So it's okay, you need to pay this certain amount of tax. It might even be inflation. Like I have a poultry farm now. We bought feed before I traveled at the rate of 5,500. But now, going to my team, they say it's about 5,800. That is a threat to my business already. So you sit down and analyze your market. Then after that, I'll be looking at the next thing again. If we are still together, you can follow, just put we are together here on your chat button. We are together, so we know, because okay. Thank you, Sam saying. Okay. People are this much. Look at the way together we are coming. Thank you, everybody, for okay. So let's fire on now as we begin to water down the whole thing. So the next thing we'll be looking at will be, the other thing the next we'll be looking at here will be, you should clearly on your own begin to look at these areas I'm going to list out for you. Continuous investing in your brand. Continuously investing in your brand. Continuously investing in your brand is very key. You must continue. So let me ask you, what have you budgeted this year for yourself for personal development? You think you want to buy an iPhone, you want to change your house, you want to change your wardrobe. How much have you taken this year? I want to put 200,000, 1 million naira at the personal development tool for myself. That is about that. If you are into business, how do you intend to optimize your social media platform? Please, I want to beg you, just give me a second of something quickly. A second, please.
All right, so while Abraham gets to complete that, I hope you've been getting value so far. I hope I'm not the only one that has been getting value from the session, and I can see several of your comments even before now. Let's see if we are together. I hope you have been getting value. Now, one thing that can really help while you are doing this is what I call decision-based learning. Decision-based learning is a type of learning where while you are learning, instead of writing what the person is saying, you're writing the decisions that you're making. For example, if I say something like savings is a key to financial freedom, so instead of you writing in your book, savings is a key to financial freedom, festivity, you're going to write, I will start saving. Did you hear that? Does it make sense to you? Do you understand decision-based learning? So decision-based learning is a learning that shifts responsibility from the speaker to you. Something I do a lot. If I'm in a seminar, if I'm trying to learn from someone, if I'm trying to attend a particular course or training, instead of writing exactly what they are saying, okay, instead of writing exactly, which is great, you can write their quotes and things like that, but beyond that, make it decision-based. So when they say reading is good for your greatness, or reading can help you become an authority in your field, instead of just writing reading can help you become an authority in your field, what you can write is, I will start reading 3 times a week, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. You understand? So that's something you can do. So that's decision-based learning. Do people get that concept? Do you understand decision-based learning? If you understood it, just means that you understand decision-based learning, and Abraham is back.
Okay, so thank you very much for that shot. I actually have to fix up something. So the other part, sorry about that, I have to fix up something that I'll do with my billing. So the next we'll be looking at will be continually investing in yourself. Is very important. Many of us will become so redundant to ourselves that we don't have value for. As in, you don't improve yourself. Let me ask you. Don't write it here. Don't give me feedback. Last year, what did you add to yourself? Apart from the clothes, the vanity, and the material things you bought. Knowledge-wise, brand-wise, your public image, do you even think of how to position yourself? That is what I'm talking about there. So this year, you should be thinking of, how do I continuously investing in my brand? Then the next we'll be looking at also, actively managing your program portfolio. As a business owner, what are your key activities you want to engage in this year? In business, 3 things are very important. The product and service you are offering, the customer, and your key activities. In business, these 3 things are very important. The product and service you are offering to meet a pain point, the customers you are targeting, and your key activities, which happen to be your programs. You must learn to audit your time, audit your day. Audit in accounting means checking and reevaluating. How many of you audit your day here? How many of you audit your week? How many of you audit your month? So this is what I was talking about, how you should. It's one thing for you to meet your mentor, to meet people you admire from afar, but what will make them respect you, what will make them your container, you're always chasing pimples, you want to look smart and nice, can only attract. Is your content that will retain people around you in this new year. Your eloquency, your fine boy, your fine girl, you're dressing smart, wearing brown belt and brown shoe, wearing to match, can attract. But it's the stuff you are made of that will retain people around you. So that's how you manage your portfolio. The other I'm looking also is that seek a balanced portfolio. Many of us, we don't have a balanced life. We run in circles. It might even be your friend's network. I understand. Family pressure comes in. I am married. I have a daughter. So the point should not be, I've asked myself, how can I be able to balance my family, my job as an accountant, my career as a professional business consultant, a poultry farmer? How do I balance this whole thing? So you need to look at this angle. How do I balance this whole thing in this new year? You must be intentional about it. Sit down with yourself. Have a meeting with your soul and your spirit. Have a conversation. Many of us, let me come here. If you've every time me that you don't have a personal relationship with yourself, if you have a personal relationship with yourself, you realize when you are alone, what do you do? What do you read? Some of us are fond of calling people, how far away you move, just hang out. I don't have to say inside. I'm not saying you should not hang out with friends, so please understand. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. If you see me on my social media, I'm always meeting people. But please, you must learn to harmonize yourself this year. You must learn to connect with your inner man. The next I'll be looking at also here will be track your growth, track your network growth. I'm not saying network. Who are the people you are meeting this year? Many of us, our ego will not make us follow anybody. Me, do this for this person. You, check your life last year. How did it go? So please, after this call, if you stay alone or you live in a room or you live in a house, do me a favor. I want to get a chair, an empty chair. Please, home assignment. I will get it. I will get it. On the chat box, I will get it. Just put on the chat box, I will get it. Good. Thank you, beauty. You'll get it. Just keep putting. I'll tell you what you want to do with the chair when you finish getting it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Collis. Thank you. I will get it. Good. So now we've all agreed I will get it. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll tell you what you do with this thing. So let's keep coming. Now you've getting it. Please take the chair. If you want to off your light, off your light. It's like a ritual. But if you want to on the light. And tell your ego to sit down on that chair and ask ego, pride. So that's the chair you want to get. Just ask yourself, put your pride and your ego on that chair. Discuss with it one-on-one. See, let's talk ego and pride. What have you given me so far since I've been following you? If you respond to you well, carry it in this new year. So the point here is that get a chair. There is a way, if you read this book, Think and Grow by Napoleon, there's a way you can summon your subconscious mind. I'm just kidding there. But please, track your network this year. There's some people you need to follow. There's some people you need to pay for their session to just connect with them. I have somebody I chased for the past 2 years. I paid for all his sessions, I only met him December last year. When I met him, he said, I've been hearing your name, Abraham. So what do you do? I said, sir, I don't want you to all I just need is just to be around you. So this year, track your network. The next one I'll be looking at also will not be recruitment, retain and invest in high quality staff and yourself. If you have a business, please, those your staff that are 3 for 5 naira, sack them. People you are paying, some of us we are owner of business, you have like 5 staff, you are paying 10,000 naira. They are stress to your system. Get one person that is productive, that understand your vision, your mission in your business, than getting a crowd and multitude that are different from you. But you must understand, in business, getting the right people and getting the qualified people are two different things entirely. The qualified people are the ones that will come to your business and start speaking English. They understand all what they need to do, but they will not do it on time. But the right people are the ones that understand what should be done and they are willing to unlearn, to relearn new things. So ask yourself, what kind of people do I have in my system right now? So you begin to look at yourself that too. On your own part, what are you investing in yourself? Because one thing is that you can't give what you don't have. I'm 1,000 miles away from home right now. I'm 1,000 miles away from home right now. I begin to see, let me shock you and let me tell you something before I continue. Poverty is universal. Wealth is universal. Knowledge is universal. Foolishness is universal. Blockhead is universal. Smart man is universal. So don't think it's peculiar to Nigeria alone. No, not at all. So everything you can think about, is universal. You need to ask yourself, what do you need to do? So to go on, as we begin to run out this slide, I'll see what we can do. Then here, let's look at our business model canvas quickly. In this new year, this will be most likely our like point before we call it up, is that in this new year, sit down and ask yourself this question under your business model canvas. You can use this same very one for your business and for your career. You can use the same very one for your business and for your career. Which is number one. Canvas is a business tool that is being used globally. It's a one-page summary of your business plan or your personal plan. It enables you to understand what you want to do, how you intend to do it, and how you should do it. That is the summary of a business model canvas. Every other grammar you are hearing online anywhere is just grammar. It simply shows what do you want to do this year. So let's not take on. Let's start with this. The first point is this: your value proposition. What do you want to offer this year as a value in form of product or services? If you're already in a business or you already have your own business, how do you intend to improve in what you are doing? COVID-19 is coming again. Yes, COVID-19, although it's a new variant, things are changing. How do you want to optimize the value you are giving? That's the question. So your value proposition is meeting your customer audience. How on earth will you be selling jam phone to my grandmother that is about 92 years old, telling her that she write? She should go to university inside her grave or where? But if you now understand and say, Mama, buy this thing for your grandson, then you are selling. So look at your sales strategy this year. For the business people here, why is my value proposition not meeting the right audience? So you must define what exactly, and you must learn something. You must start selling value. You must start selling benefits if you want to make money this year. Sell benefits. Have you ever been in a bus, for those that is in Abuja, going to Maraba? You see the man that's selling inside the car. Or have you ever been in a mall from Sele to Ojota? The guy that says something. If you ever been there, just put I've ever been inside. Just say I can relate there. Put I can relate there. You see that man, he can convince you to buy what you don't want to buy because he will so sell the benefit of that thing to you, and you feel that one day I might have this symptom. Let me buy it and keep it. Many of us have bought inside the bus, and when you get home, you don't need that thing. Why? Because the man was able to use the power of strategic sales on you. So this year, please focus on selling benefits. Focus on showing your customers return on investment and talk less of packaging and substance. That is under where we are looking at this time around there. The next one we're looking at also will now be your customer segmentation. Who are the people do you want to sell to this year, please? It's very important. Who are the people do you want to, you need to be clear about them. Take them and leave them out. Have minimum 7 of them. You can't sell for everybody. Your problem last year in not closing enough sales might be because that your inability to sell to the right audience. So my point here is this: clearly define who are your niche audiences. Who are the people do you want to sell to this year? List them out. Do that. There's what they call customer avatar and business management or customer personnel. It has to do like you modeling a photocopy of what you want to do. Who do you want to sell to? Are you selling from 10 years? Are you selling from 0 to 10 years? From 11 to 20 years? From 40 to 50 years? From 60 to 100 years? Define your customer range. Not you are selling everything. No, you can't be selling everything. Then after that, you'll be looking at the next thing also, channel of distribution. How do you intend to take this your value proposition that you've defined now? How is it to give to this customer you've listed out there? That brings another big question now. The question will now be what? How do you get them? That's why your social media is something you must optimize. We're in a global village today. America is no longer far from us. We are closing up every day. Every year, there are digital tools that are coming up that is closing us globally. So the era where people say that America is far from it is gone. So you must begin to see that we're in a global village. Optimize your social media handles. All those gala is killing. Shomore is going to PDP. Or Chance TV asked Buhari, what you think of PDP? What does he say? Failure. It's none of your business. You're not a journalist. Please. Take time to research. Take time to read. Many of us have stopped reading and we're doing it. So when you read, you can share valuable information. Because in Aki Alabi book, he said sometimes in Nigeria, he said, Nigerians will buy for 3 things. Those they like, those they respect, and those they trust. Let me now ask you, who like you on social media? Who trusts you and who respects you? Who likes you? I'm not talking about those likes you put on your comment. I'm talking about people that genuinely likes what you are doing. Who respects you based on the content and the educational posts you share daily? And who trusts you enough to contact you that they want to buy from you? Some of us are writing on social media to entertain people, to test our vocabulary. No, I'm saying writing to penetrate people's mind to buy from you. That is the goal. Then we'll be looking at here again. We're now looking at a customer relationship. Now you've defined, this class is getting cool. If we're together, just type business on the chat. Let me see them coming again to know that we are still, everybody have not gone sleeping. If you can still see what we are thinking, just, okay, business, okay, good, okay, good. So what you look at again should be, now you've defined your value you want to offer. Remember, I say your value must meet the pain point of your customer. If not, you will not sell. And to come here again, I'll talk about that later. So you must check your value, check your channel of distribution, check your customer service, and ask for the relationship. Your bank sending you happy birthday, they don't love you. Don't think that they love you. They are just doing what is called customer relationship follow-up. So look for how you intend to relate with your customers. Do you want to share things to contact them? In your place of work, for those of us that are career oriented, that don't have business, what value, if they pay salary month end, do you feel guilty that you did not work? Let me now ask you, as a career person, okay, I'm trying to balance this session to both career owners and career professionals and business owners here. For career owners, what value are you creating right now in your place of work that if you resign, they will miss you? How much do you have in your account right now that if your company say, some of us now we are working, if they ask you to leave your place of work tomorrow morning, I'm sure your reserve or your savings will not take it in June. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So what exactly are you doing? So now we've talked about your channel distribution and you must maintain a good relationship with them. The next time we're looking at also here, we're looking at your key resources. Remember I said earlier to you that the three main focus of every business is, or every career is, what value, who are you giving to, who are the customers, and what are the key activities? Every business have this thing, the key activities, your key activities, the value you are offering, and the people you are targeting. So the laptop digital marketer, do you need an office space? Do you need a branded thing? What do you need? Write those key resources down, because with or without those things, then if those are not available, it might affect your productivity. This now brings about collaboration. If you're able to talk to your ego and your pride this night, please key them off and find how you can collaborate with people. I saw a name here, one Julius. He has been he's in this call right now. He was my classmate in the university. And today he is an MD in the fish farm. He has his own fish farming. In my own poultry farm, I have a fish department. He's one that's handling it for me. I don't go to Google and look for Google knowledge and start reading, or YouTube, go and watch YouTube video. No. In the area where you need people, learn to partner with them. Then I'm looking at remember, we're talking about making 2022 productive and profitable. What are the key activities do you need to involve in this year? Do you want to attend seminar? What are your business activities? Do you need to run social media ad? Do you need to do rebranding? Do you need to go to trade fair to display your things? What are those things in the morning in your business? You need to bake beans. You need to pick the beans. What are those things you need to do? Your SOP, your standard of procedures, you need to do every day. Think of those things out there. Then here's the other one. What are your key partners? Who are the people are you partnering with? Some of us in our business don't even have key partners. Our only key partner is Jesus Christ or Allah. With God, all things are possible. See, God will not come from heaven. He will use humans to bless you. So the earlier you start networking with the right people in line with what you are doing, the better way to understand that everything is created here on earth. God is done creating, but rather you are waiting for you to assess what he has done is to meet the right people. Your key partner can be your suppliers, your vendors, your team members, people that help you get what you are looking for. Those are your key partners. You need to list them out. Then the next time you're looking at also your cost structure. Please, for the team managing this platform, just send me my time behind. Let me know what is remaining. Thank you. So your cost structure. What exactly is your cost structure like in your business? Please, you don't need an office space. You don't need an office space. Many of us, you want to start. There are many people in my business coaching call. When I ask them, why have you not started? They say, hey, I want to rent a shop. I want to, okay, sir, thank you, Mr. Fee. I want to rent a shop. And I need money to rent a shop. I need money to rent an office space. And I'm like, seriously? I have my office in Iratiri in Abuja here. For my team member that is in this call, I started SmartPlan in 2014. That's when I registered my first company in Abuja here, 2014. 14, 15, 16. It was in 2017, ending going to 2018. That's when I rented an office space. What was I doing before then? I was always using an office contact address. I meet people that, okay, sir. I meet people that have office, and I say, please, can I use your office as a contact address? So those are things you look at this year. Under this cost structure, what are your salaries? How much do you want to spend on social media marketing? How much do you want to spend in getting your new laptop? How much do you want to spend in transportation? This fall under your cost structure. Then finally, you did be looking at this last point, your revenue stream. But unfortunately, many of us want to ask, once you ask them, how are you doing? They say, there's a business. What they ask you, how much is the business? So you don't define your value proposition. You don't know your customer segmentation. You don't know your channel distribution. You don't know your customer relationship. You don't even know your key acts. You don't even know your key resources. You have no idea of who should be your partners. You don't know what is your monthly cost structure. Or you just ask, how much will I make from the business? Then you take the money you invested into the business. After 2 months, you are frustrated and say, this whole shit is not working. So when it comes to 2022, you need to ask yourself these questions. How do I balance this whole thing? So this and a lot more is what we believe we have for you in all our coming series henceforth. But the goal is that you should sit down and ask yourself, do I want 2022 to go the way 2021 went? Benjamin Franklin said, who is the former US, who is one of the founding father of US, United States of America, he said something, he said, when you plan to fail, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Carry your new resolution and go and keep it to one side and ask yourself strategic questions. And I believe if you can follow this whole pattern of what we've talked to you, go learn about it, digest these things. There's one formula I use in doing my own. I behave like a ruminant animal, like goats. A goat eats something and bring it out again and start chewing it, regurgitate. So you should ask us, all these things you've taken, go and take it in, regurgitate it later in the day and start chewing it one after the other. Go and research. I believe with this, I want to say thank you for this session, and let's make it open for questions and answers, and possibly I'll round it up for you and say thank you to everybody. Fee, over to you, or the moderators. Thanks. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. If you got value from that session, just go ahead and type value in the chat box. Oh my God, that was like, this is like the simplest business model canvas that I've ever learned. And when someone has been doing something for years, one proof of mastery is that simplicity. Remember, I told you guys that mastery helps you to do things easier and faster. This is like a session that some people will take 2 days and you still don't understand. When you go home, you now ask your neighbor that was sitting with you in the class, and what did that guy even really say? Say, I'm even with you, I don't know. But look at how Abraham broke that thing down in such a short time. Amazing. I can see so many people typing value in the chat box, and I myself also got value. Thanks so much, Abraham, for giving of yourself. There's no time, but let's see. If you have a question, we may be able to take just 1 or 2. So maybe first to ask, first to answer, right? So if you have a question, we have just 9 minutes. At exactly 9 p.m., we would cut off the session. We want to make sure that it stays within 2 hours, okay? So if you have a question that you want to ask either of us, we're both live, right? So either of us, if you have any question to ask either of us, just go ahead and type that in the chat box now. And as soon as you do that, what will happen is that I can see that question, and depending on who is being asked, the person will answer. So if it's something really business related, Abraham will take it up. If it's something based on some of the things I talked about, or something around digital marketing side of things, I can take that up. If it's about personal growth, I can take that up. So just ask any question that you have. We have 8 minutes now to answer any questions that you may have. And yeah, so let's get that. I can see so many people saying value. One thing that you need to do is that make sure that did you take a screenshot of when Abraham was talking? Because you need to do that. If you did not, he has to come up again and talk, because we need to take a screenshot of exactly. And I think he should do that. So Abraham, just come and tell us how people can connect with you after now. So while he's telling you that, please take a screenshot of that, tag him on Instagram at Abraham Orupe. They've shared his Instagram ID there. So Abraham, if someone wants to reach out to you after now, how can the person do that? Just go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, if you to reach me, just type Abraham Ofri Orupe. I'll put it on the chat board now. Abraham, that is my full name here. Okay, thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you so much. That is my Instagram handle on what is it called? That's my Instagram handle there. You can follow me on Instagram. The one on Facebook is my full name on Facebook. You can follow me for everything on. That is it. So that is my name on Instagram. That is my name on Facebook. Is that also? So that is the two areas I can follow. They're on TikTok. I use my name on all platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. That is the name I use everywhere. So I don't use Sexy Boy on Facebook and use Bobo Mushe on Instagram. It's one name I use. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Abraham. Please, the main purpose of that session was for you to take a screenshot of him. Did you do it? Or you were, please make sure you do it, and then tag him on Instagram with the things that you got to learn. I have already seen some of your tags. Some of you have already tagged me for my session. Thank you for doing that. You can go ahead and also, in case your last screenshot was not fine enough, please take a very nice single. Unlike Abraham, I'm still single, so the picture has to be very fine. If the picture is not fine, please delete it. So let's make sure the pictures are glorifying the Lord, okay? So take that picture. You can share exactly what you learned from the session and tag us on Instagram. I can see that there's no question for now. That's amazing. That means people really understood everything we talked about. So if there's no question, I think that we can gradually start to wind down the session. We will definitely get to reach out to most of you for any further sessions that we may have. We may be coming to, we're having physical sessions sometime within the year in several states. So those of you that are in different states, so that are students and things like that, will be reaching out as much as possible so they know when we'll be coming into a state. Abraham is currently out of the country, but when he's back, we'll get to meet up at a point and know how to plan that together. So someone just asked a question. Hold on, give me a second. So Jeremiah Daniel says, I run a school, a primary school. I have a sprint group numerically, but I need more knowledge on how to become more productive this year. I need advice. Maybe I'm going to get that. Experience group numerically, but you need more knowledge on how to become more productive this year. Now, this is a mix of two things. I think Abraham has talked about, do you have a full business model canvas? Because one thing that does for you is that it gives you visibility. There's something that visibility does, clarity.
Yeah.
Gives you visibility on even partners that you're missing out on, partners that you can add, and things like that. And then what growth are you looking out for right now? You said you've already experienced growth in America. Do you want more people to come in? Do you want more numbers? If you want more numbers, visibility is one, and then also stimulating word of mouth, because it's a school, right? The results of the people, the students, their parents that would definitely want to have their children to have some certain kind of results. So if you can show those results with your own students, definitely that can help. But I don't think everyone wants to add something to that. I think
okay. Okay. One thing we'll do there. I understand something when it comes to, because I have some clients who are this academic area. They really struggle. They have the numbers, but what you need to do for me is this. I'm glad you said you've experienced growth numerically, but you need more knowledge on how to become more productive this year. One thing you need to do is that create time to look what other things can you add as bonus, as other key activities to the students, because it's a primary school. So what are the things you need to add? Not just knowledge. Teaching this time have gone beyond paying school fees, staying in the class. No, you can begin to teach kinds of well, how to take people on maybe teach them robotics, or get people that can come teach them leadership. Now, with this now, you are penetrating you remember the student don't have the willpower to either make decision, but their reports or their attitude at home will make their parents know this thing. So one way can be productive for you to first ask yourself, what other extra value do you want to add to yourself? You might not be able to learn everything. That's why networking and partnership comes in. Look for people that are doing what you want to do in your school, and begin to invite them to come and help you do training for the student or teach you in that way. I'm not able to answer you for them, but if not, you can contact the admin. They will take it up from there. Thank you. Hello. Fee, can you hear me? One person asking a question, how does one invest?
Yeah,
okay.
Gloria. I mean, you have money saved in your account, you just put it to be. Okay, I think I'll just have to take this.
Okay. No, you don't. That's what I was saying before. If you join us from the beginning, that every time you save without a purpose, you're saving for calamity. That is what I keep telling people. You know what you do for me? What is the name? Gloria. The money you have in your account, begin to assume you don't have money. What is that thing can you do? Begin to think of what to invest. I'm not talking about fast money making machine or doubling program. First, ask yourself what's your area of interest? Get that done. Then know where you can invest that money in. But if the money is so big that, because when you say you have savings, because is it a lady or a guy? Gloria, no, women know how to save very well. They know how to save in big form. It's only guys that save in small form. So I believe, Gloria, the money must be in, I say, huge sum. Then, so take it. Look for either an asset or a land property to get, if depending on the volume of the fund. But if not, look for his keys, pay for it from that money, learn it, then use the part of the money to buy the instrument or the things you need to make that skills grow. I believe you can use that. Thank you. And Fee, over to you.
Okay, we have already gotten to our benchmark, unfortunately. In case you have more questions, what can happen is that over the period of the year, most likely this month or sometime later, there'll be Q&A sessions, either on Instagram, Telegram, anywhere. There'll definitely be Q&A sessions around us. So just go ahead and make sure you're following us and look out for those opportunities where you can get to ask direct questions that will reply. But this is 8:59, and I want to thank you all for being a part of the session today. I'm glad that you got value. Please go ahead and tag Abraham, tag me on Instagram. Let us know exactly the things that you got. I've seen some of you already follow me. Thanks so much for following. We'll get to see how much value we can get from that. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I wish every one of you a very productive and a profitable 2022. One of the major matching words for this year is a particular statement that Jesus made. And he said something. He said that now that ye know these things, blessed are you if you do them. That's KJV, right? In normal English, now that you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. That means you can know things and still not be blessed. You can know things and still not be blessed. You can know things and it will not profit you. The difference, or that the link between knowing things and getting blessed from the things that you know, is the doing. Now that you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. That's the missing link for so many people. So I believe that's as much as possible. You guys would be doing most of the things that we have talked about. Someone can help you to share my Instagram link again. I think someone is asking for my Instagram link on the chat box. So please go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take action. Abraham, I don't know if you have any last thing to just say before we end this.
Yeah, my own is just this. Your motto should be learn, connect, and grow. Learn, connect, and grow. That should be your own aim this year. Thank you very much from my end. I appreciate
All
everybody.
right.
Thanks for following
Thank you
me.
so much.
I appreciate it. So have a good evening and restful night. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Samuel,
Thank you.
please, you can go ahead and end it.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is from Julius Zoka.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you so much, Julius. I was going to talk about it, but
Thank you. Thank you for this session.
thank
Was
you.
really good.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, C and like.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Praise. Thank you. Yeah. Praise. So amazing. I look forward to connecting with you all. Please go ahead and follow. Go ahead and send us messages online. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. And look forward to being to an impactful year and to celebrating lots and lots of you this year. So just the way you celebrate me, I also will celebrate you. So that's what I look forward to this year. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Samuel, over to you.